The Labour MP for Mangere, Aupito William Sio, is leaving Parliament. After 16 years as a Member of Parliament, he knows as well as anyone how the system works and the cultural barriers that are a part of it. Aupito sat down with the House's Johnny Blades to reflect on a parliamentary career that has been concurrent with breakthroughs for Pasifika.
I came in during the time of the Helen Clark government, so I spent about 6 or 7 months as a backbencher observing what they were doing in government. And as they exited, I then spent 9 years in opposition. Probably the best time of learning, although at times you felt like, what am I doing here in opposition? And then having spent 5 years as a minister, as the Minister for Pacific Peoples in 2017, and then honing in on what I wanted to be able to do for Pacific communities across a number of portfolios, I just think that was the absolute privilege.
When you first came into Parliament, there weren't that many Pacifica MPs, really just a few up to then. I'm thinking of, Taito Philip Field, Arthur and I. Now it's at its highest level yet.
That's right. So when I came in, Taito Philip Field was in here, Arthur and I. Then Mark Goshi came in. He became the first Minister of Pacific Heritage. And then Dame Winnie, Lumanuel Winnie Laban came in. She was the first Pacific woman. And then Charles Chaval came in, first Tahitian. And I used to work with these guys. And so when I came in, I says, well, I'm the first youngest and handsomest of the lot. But I had the opportunity of learning from all of them, and more particularly working closely with Mark Goshi and Lumanuel Dame Winnie Laban as they were exiting and as I was coming in.
And what's it like coming into a very Palangi structure, this Westminster system, as a Pacific person? There must be hurdles in various ways that others don't probably even start to think about.
Yeah, there's a lot that the public don't know about. And even though I had the experience of being in local government, it's still a strange beast. It's a fiefdom of its own. And absolutely, you do have to learn quite a lot when you come in here. It's not a place that is receptive or inviting of other cultures. And particularly so when you look at the history of the system that you have. I mean, I can remember when I came in, it was the Speaker, Margaret Wilson. When I asked I'd like to be sworn in Samoan, she accommodated. Perfect. I swore in as an MP 1st of April 2008 in both English and Samoan. Those are the languages that I use. I was particularly proud to say it in Samoan because of my father and the community that I represent. But following the defeat of the Labour government, it was a bit of a challenge with the National Party when they came in. I remember having a bit of a fight with the Speaker and the whips during that time, and I persisted. I was allowed, although they gave me the excuse of, look, it'll take too long if you would give everybody the opportunity to do 2 languages.
Didn't want to set a precedent.
No. Yeah. But strangely enough, I think the class of 2020, where we saw so many MPs come, not just Pacific, but Māori and also the ethnic communities, all of them speaking their own language, and all of them got the opportunity to do that. But you're absolutely right. From small beginnings, we always believed in South Auckland that once the door was open to having the first Pacific MP, that others would follow, and that's the case that we have today.
Yeah, and 1 or 2 Pacifica MPs in this current term have mentioned you as being a bit of a mentor to them. Is that something you've sought to do to help others coming through?
Culturally, as somebody that was referred to as the senior or the elder, it was always important to be able to show the others the ropes, if you like. Local government did help me. Others also took that path. When people ask me, how do you prepare yourself to be a member of Parliament? Well, I said, serve your community, but local government does help. Understanding the politics and understanding what's really, really important. It was also Parakura Horomia, the late Parakura Horomia, who always said to me, look, and he calls everybody chief, but he always said to me, Chief, when your people come, and there was, I think at the time, Asenati was coming through, Leau Asenati Taylor for New Zealand First. And he says, reach out, support your people as they come through, which I did. But you also have to be very careful. So I reached out not just to the Labour Party MPs, but to New Zealand First, as well as the Green and National, always being willing to look, happy to share anything that I might know, but also being cautious that you've got to allow others to find their own way.
To listen to the full interview with Aupito William Sio, head on over to the House at rnz.co.nz, produced with funding from Parliament's Office of the Clerk.